welcome to Tesseract, ladies and gents.
Welcome back again.
Yeah, again.
tried.
We did a whole 5-minute intro, then realized that nothing was happening because YouTube doesn't like us.
So YouTube has a beta stream service, and I decided to try to use it, and that was a mistake.
It was a dire mistake.
Yeah.
And we're up. We were actually up this time.
We were live.
Yeah.
But we weren't
Everything was
live.
live, and I could see you guys' chat, but you weren't seeing us.
It's a
We're
good
just-
thing I was looking because
Chilling by ourselves.
Yep.
We have a new season with old characters and a new story that'll hopefully make a lot more sense. This season moving forward, hopefully everything will be less confusing and more approachable for new viewers like you and people who aren't you.
6.
So,
We
welcome.
talked about.
And also, welcome 6. He is
Yeah.
back at it again.
With
Oh,
the
why is your
vengeance.
head wet?
Speaking to the same people, I have
Okay.
a nuisance of a cat who is the scourge of the stream.
He's the stream
I love him, but
Yeah.
he is a bad boy.
Yes, yes he is.
He wants my
So.
poke.
Oh, just so everybody knows, we are probably going to be reintroducing all of our characters kind of retroactively through this intro. So,
Yeah.
not that I run this
From
game,
here on
I'm just
out-
saying that.
If this is your first time here, enjoy.
And
Or don't.
Hopefully
Yeah.
all of your questions will be asked through roleplay.
Yes.
Aren't we all naked?
You guys are in an underground laboratory with a rabbit and a robot. After delivering an artifact to the mysterious Dr. Fleet over the course of 2 seasons and several deaths, you find yourselves as dormant souls inside of this artifact. And Darius has found a way to create new bodies for you to live again. And we find ourselves, all of us, in a cramped room with 11 individuals who are all equally confused. The floor is handed to you. I believe our good friend Clayton has introduced himself to the newly assembled people.
So, Clayton walks up and goes, "Hi, name's Clayton James. Nice to meet you."
Describe your character.
Oh, yes, I forgot to do that. So, Clayton James is a gruff, what was it? I forgot his height, darn it. 6 foot tall, 178-pound guy. And he has a black goatee, black hair, very scruffy, has semi-tattered clothes with green half-plate armor underneath. And he has a whip, a backpack with a whole bunch of tools and stuff, and various bones and potions, vials just all over him, so you can pull it out at any time. And he also has a tuning fork that seems, well, he
Yeah.
also has a tuning fork on it.
There's a unique tuning fork of a very distinct design.
Yes.
And as he's introducing himself, surrogate, who is the construct that Darius speaks through, it's essentially a large brass humanoid, very, very articulately made, very humanoid features that move in a strange, almost uncanny way. And it steps forward and hands each one of you who've been recreated a cloak to cover yourselves.
Yes, because we are naked.
Yeah. And it steps back into the corner of the room and is holding a small white rabbit, petting it softly.
Ket would turn very confused, looking towards Clayton as he sticks his hand. I'm laying on a table?
No worries.
All of you have gotten up through
Oh,
the table.
getting up. Okay.
There are slabs that you've been synthesized on, though.
If I can, I would take the cloak and attempt to cast Disguise Self in order to give myself clothes.
Okay. What do you do with the cloak?
He still puts it on
Okay.
for his own sake, and then just Disguise Self makes himself look a little better. But
What do you feign? Well, as part of your description.
standing up and looking at Clayton, very confused, still gathering his surroundings, hands probably shaking, is a version, a tiefling-like creature, with blue skin, ice blue eyes, no sclera, just pure white or like pure blue, and about maybe down to his neck, long black hair. It's very scraggly. It's very undone. It is not in a braid.
Aw.
And it was it when you described it.
Yes.
Okay, there's a braid running down one side of it, he is probably 6'2", 6'3", but he's incredibly lanky. He's like Logan, like very thin. His
I feel
arms
like
are
I've
very
gotten fat.
long. His legs are very long. Like his torso's maybe that big, and his legs are the rest of his body. And he just kind of looks over towards you, and he's a bit hunched as well as he kind of stares. Very deep bags under his eyes as well. Who are you?
Clayton James. I'm a monster hunter. Nice to meet you.
A monster hunter? Where am I?
So
We're in a house.
we found the Tesseract.
Abris! Cat runs over towards Abris and just hugs her.
I can't.
And we found Darius.
Whoa, where are we? What's going
We're
on?
in a house. Says a
Yeah.
very, very small halfling girl. She's like 3 feet tall, so like literally half of Ket. Her hair is never been cut, so it is really long. It goes past her feet and down the floor. It needs to be braided or she'll trip over it.
Yes.
She's
It's the ground.
she,
Like the
You're
3
like hair and then a person.
Yeah.
the 3D printer like makes the person, then it's like hair.
she's small, but she's quite pudgy because she eats lots of cinnamon rolls, and she has green eyes, and she normally has a like nature-themed clothing, but that didn't get 3D printed, so I'll have to find some.
I cast Druidcraft and give you a flower in your hair.
Your braid looks bad. You need to redo it.
I pull it out. Oh, that's how the
The
sound.
cat just hooked a microphone trying to attack the cord.
And 6.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ket would pull out the braid, and it just it's now just a floof on the side of his head. That's not much better.
I'm hungry.
Is Altai here?
Yes.
I would also run to Altai and hug her as well.
There is one other figure that was recently given a cloak, and you do recognize him as the old man that you found dying in a cave a long time ago. He is sitting on the slab that he recently got off of and is just looking down, almost empty-eyed, very confused.
You're Dr. Rune. You died.
Yes.
Did the Tesseract put us here?
Yeah, we were.
Why are we naked?
What's going on? Hey,
Probably.
are you okay?
So Clayton James here again. I'm being kind of ignored. It's annoying. So we found Darius' fleet.
Where is he?
Points to the bunny.
A bunny!
Do you run over to the construct holding the bunny?
I love
It
bunnies.
lifts its arm and holds the rabbit out to you. And the rabbit keeps its eyes locked on the construct that's handing it over. And the construct looks toward the old man and says, "Yes,
Boop the bunny.
I have, as you know, lost my body. I speak now through a construct. It has been a long time."
I am very confused.
Hey, I saw you die.
We didn't die. It would be a tree if we died.
So I guess I should probably interject. Altai is a 5'8". I guess everyone would see elven woman because she doesn't really have a way to hide her ears right now.
Elves are a very rare and sought-after race in Tesseract.
They're basically viewed as almost as like the key to get to heaven because
Yeah.
where they live is
Like angels.
They live in the Fae.
Yes.
The PH. So it's like supposed to be like this
Yeah.
heaven basically. And elves leave the Fae to go on a journey.
Everest.
Every elf does at some point.
Yeah, it stands for pretty hot and yeet.
Spencer was saying fat with a PH. Sorry.
And so she kind of wraps a cloak around her and stands up, and she's about 5'8", and she has medium length brown hair. Unlike Ket, she actually fits her height. As normally, though it's not here anymore, she wields a hunter's axe or a hand axe that a you would use to chop down a tree, but it's the size of a great axe, as the trees in the Fae are very much larger.
Massive.
And so that's what she would use as a weapon. Even though it's on the character sheet, she's a barbarian. So, yeah, she has green eyes, and she tends to just kind of shrink back a little bit, more curious. And
I still said what I said to you.
what did you say? I'm sorry.
I saw you die.
I don't remember.
We were at Aurelius's
Right.
mansion, and we were fighting those things. And
All I remember.
Would you like
was
me
black
to
mouth.
explain?
who are you?
Sorry.
I am the surrogate of Dr. Darius.
I have the bunny. I'm like,
I speak.
shaking him.
It holds up its hand and points at the rabbit. For him,
You're a bunny.
yes.
Yeah, it's weird.
But you're bunny? You're this bunny?
Yes.
Should I put it down?
Please hold me softly.
So you're Darius.
Yes.
We were looking for Darius.
You're
Well, you
About
have
that,
found me.
we found one of you. It was actually the elf girl.
You found?
We found her body. That's where we found the Tesseract.
Cindrix would step forward and say, "We found Reigns, and we found the Tesseract trapped in this place."
Did you find my stuff? have,
So,
like-
well,
Yeah,
since he's talking now,
first
stepping forward is a very
lot of descriptions.
yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
Is a all my characters are tall.
All right, guys. I had the other characters up just a moment ago, so I'm going to leave these ones up for
Okay.
a little bit. And then...
Stepping forward is a very tall, large red dragonborn. He has what are those called, like fins running off the top of his head and off of his ears as well. He's very large, very bulky. His hands are probably the size of everybody's heads, and he's wearing he's wearing. Oh, the stream is offline.
What?
And it's back. Never mind. Just
Oh,
kidding.
fuck.
I think we're back now.
Gotta beat back that
You
stress.
too!
He has massive pauldrons of iron, and he's got a cuirass that he wears along with a shield, but no weapon on him. And also has both of my characters have horns,
Yep.
and are tall. And one does ice and one does fire. He kind of steps forward.
They are both extremely rare races. None of you have ever seen another Dragonborn before outside of Leighton's. So this is someone who looks like they were granted a very complicated wish. To Ket.
Oh, you the rest of you should have been dead. Who are you? As I play two characters. I'm Cindrix. Okay.
Yes, and perhaps I can explain a bit more. A 5'2" woman wearing a blue kind of cloak that goes down to her ankles and a wizard's hat steps up. I'm Perry. I was working with Dr. Darius on the Tesseract figuring it out. I think it stored you guys' bodies, if I am to understand correctly. You guys died. I don't know when, but the Tesseract brought you back.
Yes, it seems as though your souls were kept eternally inside of this device. What do you know of it? Where are you from?
I don't care. Where's Olo?
Who's Olo?
We never found Olo.
He would have been in the
Is
Tesseract.
he
Wouldn't
one of
he?
the ancients alongside you?
He was a total. He was like a mystic, a nomad.
Perhaps the first turtle.
I don't think he was the first one. He was not the first one. There were other ones we met.
Never had
Where
the
are you
Tesseract.
from?
Well, he was around him.
We didn't ever touch it.
I have a question. Is this his? Pull out the tuning fork.
Was it?
Yeah. You wouldn't know. You saw
Yeah.
that this was the result of other turtles who were subject to
No, he
Aurelius's
would've-
experiments.
Wait, why?
Because if he was a turtle, there's a chance he might be dead.
You feel overwhelming emotion bleeding from that fork into your consciousness. You feel as though it is breathing a sigh of relief.
Cindrix, we did find
Okay,
the body of a turtle, didn't we?
I
In the
know.
same place.
Ken would
no.
look over towards Cindrix. and then look over back to Clayton, and then walk over to Clayton. What are you telling me? What is that?
I'm gonna hand it to you. It's something.
Where did you find this?
On the body of a torment.
Well, it's only been a few days. We can go to. I can bring him back. I know how to do magic
What
like that.
what year are you guys from?
I don't know how to count that high. What year
Do
was
any
it?
of you know what?
Where are you guys from, anyway?
Kent, where are we from? I'm from the other city you're from.
You found this on his body?
Kent, it's okay. It's only been a few days. I can bring him back.
Wait. It's not.
Haber's, I
been
don't think
days,
it's been a few days.
because we found it on his
Well,
skeleton.
the Tesseract always brought us back after like a day.
Dr. Rune, we have much to discuss. I understand if you need time. And the old man kind of stands up, looks at everyone, and slowly walks out of the room with the construct.
If I may
You can
inter-
keep that.
If I may interject once again, did he ever hold the Tesseract?
No,
I believe that's how it works.
No, we never did.
didn't.
I think it's like Dr. Darius said that it melds to the bodies of the people that hold it. It stores them. So if he never held it, it probably didn't have anything to revive.
Cindrix would walk over to Ket and put his hand on his shoulder and just say, I'm sorry. I burned his body. I made sure that his soul passed on. Ket would probably just fall to the ground and cry.
I'll tell you, we'll bring it down to Cat. Just kind of,
Okay, Kent.
yeah.
It's okay. You can always go home. I mean, we can help you get there.
I thought we could have saved him.
Okay, Kent.
It's why we went. We tried.
Are you sure you can't find it again? He can't go through it. He's not in there. He's not in this somehow. You don't know anything.
This is to Perry, I'm guessing. I don't know too much about that. Cindrix is not a.
He deserves to come back far more than I did.
May I see
If it makes you feel better, there is a piece of him in there.
I'll hold the tuning fork. That is
Well,
great.
Because I did
And also
feel
to
overwhelming emotion
use
as
various
a huge
arcane
sigh
ways
of
to
relief
investigate
when I
the
met
magical essence.
Roll
Arcana.
You think he's in there?
a piece of him at least. So even if there is no way to get him back, you will always have a piece of him.
He's still with us.
For you.
Truly, sorry for your loss.
You feel a faint sentience in the item. You are not attuned to it. Yeah. Clayton is attuned to it. And Clayton, you know the specific detail. You're able to feel the emotions of a creature that at points feels very alive.
Clayton, can you break your attunement to that?
Yeah. How do I do that?
Just think about it really hard.
Okay.
You take a you take a minute and kind of clear your connection from that consciousness, and you
Okay.
think on it, and suddenly you feel a piece of yourself freed from the bondage of attunement.
Thank you, Olo, if that is your name. Well, that's your name.
Can I
Thank you,
change to it?
Olo. You've helped
Okay.
save my life.
Attuning to it should help you feel.
You find solace in the attunement. You feel as though, ever faintly as it is, you feel Olo there, and you feel him comforting you. As if he accepts what happened to him.
I'll tell you,
Yes. Yes. No.
I'm gonna find Aurelius. I'm gonna kill him.
We don't even know where we are. I think he was going back home after he fought us. The portal that he opened, it's a wasteland there.
I don't care. I'm gonna find him.
He may already be. How long has it been?
If he's already dead, then I'm going to find his body and make sure he's gone.
We can't go to the Fane. We don't even know how to get there.
Okay. I feel bad for the bad news I brought. So I'm going to tell you something. I used to be a bounty hunter. And
Okay.
I'm going to help you.
Okay. Can you, when you found our stuff, did you find a little bag? It smells
I
like
think-
sweet treats.
I think our...
The one other character that hasn't been introduced has it. Am I mistaken?
Yes, she does.
I do apologize forefront that you suddenly have to learn 8 new characters.
It's
But
okay.
I do
I'm-
promise that given time, you'll understand all the
I'm
differences.
doing what I can to transition the character cards every instance.
Colt just like, ah!
And this is why Logan doesn't have to run the stream anymore.
Yeah.
Good luck DMing and doing that.
Very tall, tan woman with lots of sun damage on her face. She has her hair tied back, and she's wearing
Black hair.
She does have black hair, yeah. She's wearing like a red cloak, very piratey, aesthetic type clothing. And she holds a very small bag.
She's also quite large, is she
Yeah,
not?
she's very tall.
How tall is she?
She's like 6 foot, so not as tall as you.
Yeah.
About the same height as Ket.
I really didn't want to just make tall boys, but I just ended up
imagine-
doing it.
I imagine her build is very similar to Altai's.
Yes, she's.
Yeah, they're actually...
Very,
Yeah,
You're
Very
like...
similar.
Wait. Oh.
think of like a Brienne of Tarth
Yeah.
type build. And she sets
Yeah.
a small
Yeah.
little
Pretty accurate.
bag down next to Abris. She doesn't say anything, she just sets it down.
I assume you've kind of just like been leaning up against a wall the whole
Yeah,
time.
just like, ugh, I don't know what to say. And Abris will take the bag, open it. What are the treats?
Oh, they still have that.
Do you want a cinnamon roll? They're still warm.
Yeah.
Here you go. If I put one in front of Bunny.
Cinnamon roll from the
The rabbit kind of sniffs it,
Altai will look up to
backs away.
I take it and eat it.
Cindrix and Perry and any of the rest of the season 2 party that is listening. Like, one thing I noticed, you recognized me, but you didn't recognize the turtle initially. Or
Is she looking at the season 2 part or the season 1
Season
part?
2.
Oh, this is all Tayi to
Yeah.
the
Yes.
season. Got it. Sorry.
Is there a reason why? Sorry, I'm trying to do
No, you're
more,
fine.
of like
Yeah.
more of like the high like.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, at one point
We-
with the Tesseract, we were like messing with it, and then all of a sudden, 3 spectral or phantom versions of yourselves popped out of it and tried to kill us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I turn into like a bear?
Actually, you
seen
did.
you.
It was really
Yeah, I
scary.
really like becoming a
That-
bear.
We've
It
seen you
almost
all
happened.
before as ghosts, and
I'm
then
sorry, did I bite you or anything?
No.
No?
You don't have memory of this.
I exploded you with fire. Anyways, we recognized you because we found a burial site for you. It seemed to be a small memorial to you and your family. You were the password to one of the rooms that allowed us into the Tesseract. We found a mimic, the cube itself, and we also found
Where'd you find
Wait, do
a
you remember
bag
that small little bear
and
thing?
a small spectral
You
Bear
have
bear.
to
with
find the
antlers?
staff.
It was really cool.
Yes. We found many things there. It was in a sunken temple. There's people living there now.
We need to go there.
Where?
Did you not? They said sunken temple. It
With,
could
like,
be where
Crab legs.
Narilius was, and
Yeah.
I think.
Was there like an arch, like a this? What are those called? The things like this?
A doorway? An archway?
An archway, but it was in like next to some trees.
I think you
I
might
don't
be there
remember.
too.
It was half sunken into the ocean.
It was made of.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think.
Yes. We if it's still there, then we need to go back there.
Yes. One more thing. This is Perry now. I know that you had mentioned wanting to kill this Narilius. I don't mean to add even more onto the top, but like Clayton said, I'll tell you, you were one of the passwords to get through, and I believe it's because he made the realization much later on that you are his expressed regret in many letters that we found.
Are you serious?
Yes. Regret that what he was doing destroyed everything he was trying to protect.
He was trying to protect you? He looks over at Altair. Did you know him?
No, that's what he said, though, was that he wanted to deal with... Remember, he said he got thrown out of the Fae because he went to the Forbidden Areas, trying to deal
protect
with
his
the
family.
monsters.
Which was you.
And then...
Didn't even recognize you when you came to his face.
Did I ever meet my parents? As Altair?
You have no memory of them.
He's
Elves live a long time.
I don't know that he would have.
Well, that should point to even more how misguided he was. He didn't even recognize you. He didn't even truly love you. I'm sorry.
I didn't recognize him either. I don't know him.
Regardless, he didn't raise you. He's not your father.
You hear metal footsteps returning to the room, and now, a bit more composed, is the surrogate, this brass construct, and he enters and says,
Is Doctor in there?
no. He enters, and the rabbit kind of goes over to him and stands at his foot. Those of you who are new, and those of you who have been here for a time, all share exhaustion. We have prepared a meal
Pretty tired.
and invited local guests. You are welcome to feast and rest. It is needed.
Would it be possible for us to get something other than these clothes?
Yes,
Oh, hang on. Where's the Tesseract?
it is in 2 rooms in that direction.
Are you going to explain what's going on? Because we've come a long way. Lost a lot of people to come all the way to bring this fucking thing to you. Cindrix walks up behind Ket, puts his hand on his shoulder, and says,
I suggest you calm down.
No, I'm not fucking calm! We've come all the way, we're dead, and it's not even our time anymore! And then Cindrix goes to Ket and sits him down, and he's just like,
Please. We've all been through much.
and then Ket would stop.
Your name was Ket, right?
Yeah, good to meet you.
There's a lot.
I can sympathize with your outburst. You are malnourished and in a state of stress. Please, follow me. And it walks out of the room.
Long story short, it's basically a god prison, we think.
Yeah, I wasn't going to tell them that yet. They've already dealt with enough.
Clayton,
At
let's
this
let
point-
them eat and calm down before.
Yeah, okay, we should probably take a minute. Yeah, you're right.
Eat some food.
Read the room.
Why don't you go with your friend and go eat?
Don't.
Dr. Darius and I need
And then follows everything.
and as they follow out, Perry will kind of follow, and Altair will follow too, and she'll say, besides, Dr. Darius and I need to compile our notes. I can't really give you a full debriefing until we know exactly what's going on.
Cindrix would go over to Perry and Elsbeth and Clayton.
I didn't expect this.
Yeah, this was
Yeah, it's
weird.
pretty fucking weird.
Dr. Darius had mentioned that there were... oh my god.
I'm gonna.
I will
ruin
end your
everything.
stream.
He almost
Father,
destroyed the
no.
audio computer.
Yep.
I mean, it's fine. It would have stayed.
Yeah, luckily the audio computer is not what runs the audio.
He just
Yes.
knocks it down. It
I
breaks.
think I'm understanding why they died. Or failed. They seem a little careless.
Yes, and that's something I've been trying to keep the group from being.
I don't know if we're going to be able to get through them. It might take some time.
I mean, we don't really have to stay here. We can...
Well, I would still like to know more about the Tesseract. It still seems to be the key to all of this, especially the brilliant that's trapped inside.
What does that have to do with anything? We've done our job. Now what?
We can't go home. The Black Knights know who we are.
And if we're gonna keep
You
it-
are malnourished. Please.
We'll join you in a minute.
Very well. And he leaves, and the other party, he leads you into what looks like a small metal closet.
The food is in here.
This will take us. Step in, please.
Okay.
And as you do, the weight, then you feel gravity shift in a strange way
I
around
don't
you.
like this.
I had some of these in Blastow.
What?
No,
It
they didn't.
seems as though the others will be joining us.
Um,
Can I ask where you are from?
I'm from Blastow.
I'm from a forest near Blasthouse.
If that's still some place that exists.
To the best of my knowledge, it does.
I am from.
Oops.
You've already seen me here. I am from the Fae.
I am unfamiliar with the Fae. I know its histories and its reputation. I have no interest.
Do you know?
You need not fear me.
That is. Thank you.
Do you know anything about Sinfather Island?
Oh,
No.
No.
What is Sin Father Island?
It's just an island. Don't remember exactly where it is, but I think that's where my family went.
Do you perhaps know the year which you are from? And then, as you ask that, the gravity shifts again. The doorway opens to what looks like a beautiful sanctuary. It's very, very vibrant with the life that goes around it. Some of the life mechanical and some of it natural. You see a waterfall falling over a very beautiful green hill that feeds into several water mills. You see brass and iron roads, streets, what look like strange fixtures that go over, and he leads you to a table set in a garden after he asks the question. So,
Okay, do you remember what year it was?
Yes, but I don't.
yeah, it would be somewhere around the 60-90s.
We were in the 60s, guys. Okay.
6,000.
The 6000s, got it. 6090, so 690.
Oh, yes.
16.
697,
Oh,
698 was about when you died. It was the turning of the year.
Oh, got it.
Oh,
690, 698.
okay.
And Sindrix, what year is it to him that he knows?
6128.
Got it. I would join very quickly, but I wanted to finish the conversation with
The
Dustin.
elevator left. So yeah,
Right.
as you guys enter this very beautifully well set dining table with a few guests that I'll describe later, we cut back to the underground.
I think.
I did not remember the fact that we were being hunted still.
Colton, look.
Sindrix or
Just
Perry?
right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just hanging.
I think we need to see this through all the way at this point.
Um,
It's either we're being chased until they complete it, and you've already admitted they may not be the best fit for the job. They're going to need us, and we're going to need them to succeed.
No, you are very correct.
Sindrix
All right.
and Perry, I need your help.
With
I need to contact somebody because they will be able to get us an amulet that will keep people from scrying on us.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
well, it keeps them from scrying on everyone, or just on one of us.
Just on one of us, but it'd be the one whoever has the Tesseract would be wearing it.
Right now, Dr. Darius has it. I don't know that it should leave this place. It's very much more well protected than we can do on the road.
But
We can discuss that, though, definitely.
I could possibly cast a spell. I just need to know the person.
Yes, it's the same for me. I have a spell, but I need to have met them at least once. I can't cast it otherwise.
I can cast something.
I'll say that after about an hour of explaining your relationship with this person, the caster will be familiar enough to be able to hopefully cast it
Perfect.
successfully.
Unless you give me a lot of details, then
Well-
maybe I can pull it off.
I do have that about that person.
Well, I could choose, but I think we should join them.
Is it like a girlfriend
yes.
or something? You seem kind of
It's my father.
not a
Oh.
girlfriend.
Definitely not a girlfriend.
That'd be weird.
We could try. Well, let's discuss this later. I think they have something important they want to say to us.
And I'm going to start making my way over to the
You
elevator.
find the elevator. It's empty.
Oh, cool. We got to the food room.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Japanese food.
Yeah, it shoots up, and eventually you guys reach the surface too. You see a number of constructs running about, a couple of beautiful copper men in golden underwear running around fixing, repairing the buildings. Yeah, the Tinkermen were designed by Darius to be extremely attractive and very effective tinkerers.
Nice.
And they lead you to a table in a garden. It's a very relatively expansive garden, especially for what you would assume is one person who's actually sentient that lives here. And seated at this table, there are enough seats for the rest of you. There is Dr. Rune sitting, and he has a little bit of different clothing, and next to all these seats provided for you are sets of clothing. You also see a goblin with a little crown on his head sitting, and he is hoarding food, scarfing it down as quickly as he can. You also see a very strange looking woman in monk's garb with pitch black eyes. She is sitting poking at food, and the only other chair that is occupied looks like an inanimate teddy bear.
Okay. Just a teddy bear?
Just a teddy bear.
All right.
And of course there is Darius, who has his own place on the table next to the construct.
Cat-
I imagine it's like a little indent on the table for him to like
Yeah.
sit in.
Cat thinks this is a joke. Cindrix does not. And as he steps in, he introduces himself.
Hello, everyone. I am Cindrix.
The goblin just glares at you.
I'm Abris.
Oh, it's good to meet you, Abris.
Hi, I'm Clayton, for everyone who doesn't know, and
Hey, we know your name.
darn it.
What exactly are you?
I am a dragonborn. I am like a dragon and a person at the same time.
I'm a halfling. I'm
But
like a
I know.
human, but half.
Mm,
I'm
I
like,
don't think that's what they are.
Well, I'm half the size.
But you're not a human. Never mind. Yeah. I did not catch your name, sorry.
Altair.
Altair.
Yes.
Yeah, I've never seen an elf in my time.
Yeah.
Chill,
we
God of
try-
War.
We try not to show ourselves, but it seems safe here. And it wouldn't matter anyways.
Is there food on the table?
All of you
Yes,
are
a very, very beautiful spread of a network of cheeses, meats, breads, fruits, vegetables.
Clayton's
A
probably
king's feast.
not gonna speak for a while.
All right.
He's eating a lot.
There is also another chair with a construct who is not eating, but strangely enough, he is the only other construct that's been permitted to enjoy your company.
Would he have Aku with him?
Yes. So go ahead and describe the
So-
final character.
Oh, man.
This construct seems a little bit off because it's entirely made of like a silverish metal, or he's very silver. And he has two green eyes, very bright for some reason. And he has a very large, what looks like a gray wolf, which is probably about this big. It's medium size, and it's also mechanical. And I don't know if he has any other defining characteristics. He has a cloak on. He has a big hammer on his right side, or on his left side, and a little hammer on his left side. And he, that's about it actually.
Could I ask a question for the benefit to the stream, because we do not have a character card? Race and class.
Oh, he is
It's
a Warforged Artificer.
Ooh.
like it.
What does his face look like? Face, if he even has one. It's up to you. I want a general idea of like the
It's
face.
just the orb.
Is it featureless?
It's a
Like, is it just
bionicle.
like
No, it's actually
He said he has
very-
eyes.
It's really, really detailed, but it's like it looks more like a skeleton if it was like,
Ooh.
but not in a creepy way.
Okay.
Like, it's built up to that and then has like angular features.
There was an
Like-
intentional design.
It's like
Yeah.
the skeletal structure
Yeah.
of a very attractive man.
The lips are kind of like plated, so it like
you have a
actually has
human-like
lips.
face, but it's robotic?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I have an idea.
I like that.
And,
Um,
It's
so
it's a little less detailed than Sir Igot, who
Got it.
has extreme like
Yeah, I have
complications.
an image of him.
I will say,
and
correct
kinda
me if
like
I'm wrong.
Talos from the
thinking
Talos
of
Principle.
Detroit
Perfect.
Become Human when they take off
Oh,
the masks.
ugh.
I haven't seen that, but
You
I
haven't seen that?
I
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
think that
also what
works.
I'm picturing, but for
Yeah.
Igit.
Oh,
Is
Detroit
like
kinda like
is
that.
is
Become Human when they
Yeah.
take off like the
yeah. It's like
flesh
it's also
mask.
like in Talos Principle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Actually, I
yeah.
think that worked. Yeah.
I
Attractive Squidward skull.
Cindrix would be going to each person. He would go
Okay.
over to him and say,
Hello, I am Syntrix.
Oh, hi, Centrix. Wow, it's so nice to have new people. Wait, sorry, I'm still trying to get the voice down.
Yeah.
It's a little high.
What's your name?
My name is Dimble.
Dimble.
But you can call me Driftwood. That's what everyone calls me.
Driftwood.
Yes, and one other thing. He does have composite plating on his body, but you can see in his core is a dark wood core.
okay.
And like has magical runes that like.
That's strange, and I don't understand it, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's why they call me Driftwood. Yeah.
Well, good to meet you.
And then he would go over to the goblin
wait,
with the crown.
Before
Yeah,
you.
yes?
Real quick, do you want to see a trick?
Sure.
All right, pull my finger.
Cindric rolls insight. He gets a 9. He pulls your finger.
And then you hear like a light, and then you like smell a slight drip.
What are you doing?
I'm laughing.
Oh,
Yes, that's how he laughs.
And then I walk over to the goblin with the crown.
Bow to me. Bow. I will not bow to you.
You will. What is a bow?
How about we shake
Bow.
hands?
He's got like chicken grease on his fingers. He puts his hand in mashed potatoes and then shakes your hand.
He still shakes it.
I am Grimlock, ruler of this world.
Grimlock,
Yes.
good to meet you. I don't think you're the ruler of the world. Are you
have
the ruler
failed
of
to
goblins?
Respect me. I am the ruler of the living and the dead.
Oh, so you are like Jen.
See?
Jen is but a child to Grimlock.
Oh, we are not going to get along.
Can I insight this guy? Is he just
Sit down,
being
go
tough?
eat.
Does he honestly genuinely believe that
has
he's
a
stronger
crown.
than a god?
Roll insight.
This is Perry, who's
Yeah,
just kind of
roll
following
insight.
Cindrix and listening.
I don't know. I think if
And,
you wear a crown on your head, that you are the king.
I'll take a small negative to the roll because she is very much more curious in the obvious magic going on in the heart of the Warforged.
Harry looks,
Oh.
whoa!
But I still got. I just won't take proficiency, I guess. I got a dirty 20.
He is insane. He thinks
Cindrix,
that
you
he
may not.
genuinely owns the world.
Cindrix, you may not be safe to talk to. I have.
None of you are safe when my reign finally covers the
Would you like
face
a
of the
cinnamon roll?
You're
I
very
would
cute.
love
Would you
one
like a
thing
cinnamon
so
roll?
very
Oh, yes.
much.
See,
Can I
we're
be your
making
princess?
friends.
What?
You're like a king, right? Of the whole world. Can I be like a princess?
Arborist, don't marry the goblin, please.
I don't want to marry it.
Don't,
No.
please don't marry the goblin.
No. I don't want to marry the goblin. I
You
just-
will kneel.
I-
You will survive in my kingdom.
Can I have a little crown too?
No.
Oh.
Cindrix,
What if I make one?
I'm gonna.
I'm not done.
And then I go over to the monk with the black eyes.
Hello, I'm Cindrix.
I'm gonna split off from Cindrix and go back to this guy, but I'll let you guys do stuff first.
Are you following me now?
Yes.
Very good. You should introduce yourself.
I said on purpose.
You want to shake hands?
She reaches out like this with this gesture.
I don't know how to do it in your culture.
She presses her fingers to yours, and immediately you feel a draining connection, as if she is pulling from your consciousness. And she pulls back, and from her black, almost charcoal textured eyes, blood begins to pour out.
No, why did you do that? Are you all right?
There is much about you that you don't know.
I cast healing word on her.
Okay,
Be healed!
Well, yeah, it was just kind of like, it's a bonus action. It's real quick. And I would just try to heal her just of a d4.
your
6.
heart is kind, but you are misguided. I do not.
What's your name?
There are those who would call me the Paragon of Omens. I have been here a long time.
All right. Well, I will call you Paragon then.
I am simply here to watch you.
Interesting. I would call you Perry, but we already have a Perry.
Call me Omen.
Omen.
There are other Paragons.
Right. I will call you Omen. Perry, your full name is not Paragon, is it?
No.
Good.
He looks over and sees Perry approaching the Warforged.
I look over and I see Perry's face inside of the Warforged. Huh?
Is that magical?
Oh yeah, hi. What's your name? Hi, Barry. Was it? I don't know if you heard, but my name's
No,
Driftwood.
I made a
Oh
dragon.
yeah, Driftwood's cool. Yeah.
What exactly is
Oh yeah. Well, so I'm a gnome, and I just kind of like showed up here after my ship crashed, and I was the only survivor, and Darius took me in, and then he gave me this new body because I really like smithing. And it's like my favorite thing to do. I'm really good. I don't know if you ever heard of Clan Baron, but they're like dwarves, and they are some of the best craftsmen. But yeah,
Clan Baron?
honestly, probably no.
Okay.
No, that's more of like an industrial name.
Gotcha.
He's like, do you play Clash of Clans?
Yeah.
See. So, Darius built this for you.
Oh yeah, but then he taught me a bunch of stuff, so I know how to make stuff like magical stuff. But then I can also make like normal smith stuff too. And then like, see my Aku here.
A lot of the magical stuff that you've learned, Darius is very much more focused on golemancy as opposed to the blatant arcane.
Mm-hmm.
The teddy bear taught you a decent amount of what you know.
Oh my god.
And you know, I have his name.
Bert the bear.
Yeah, Bert actually also taught me a lot, and I gestured towards the bear.
Knowledge
Like,
is
Bert.
fleeting. It immediately stands up and surprises everyone. This tiny little bear just stands up
Oh,
with the
shit, we're
most
in that.
grim, solemn look on its face.
We're in that Xbox 360 game from 10 years ago where you were a teddy bear and you killed other teddy
Oh,
bears.
yeah.
Oh my god.
No, he's about that
You're
tall.
a little bear.
Cindrix walks over.
Hello, I am Cindrix.
I'm Abris.
Introductions are
I
unnecessary.
can also turn
No, they're
into a
not.
bear.
You will forget my name when you die.
Bert.
Well, in life, I would like to remember it.
Your life is fleeting.
Yes,
Hey.
I'd still like to remember it.
Bert, stop being depressing. And I shoot him with the crossbow.
It literally like sticks out the other side, and he like.
Why did you shoot him?
Did you just kill him?
What? No, he's fine.
What?
Is he immortal?
Yeah.
I
No, that
wish-
makes so much sense.
I wish that still annoyed me.
Is his name Bert?
Yeah.
Hello, good to meet you, Bert. I'm Cindrix.
Hey Bert, I can also turn into a bear. Do you want to see?
What?
I can turn into a bear. Or a seahorse.
To what end?
Or a killer whale.
You can turn into animals.
A fish. Or a bird. Oh, I can't do birds yet.
All things that will die, given time.
Yeah, and then I'll be a tree. It's okay.
Yeah, everyone here is just super nice and like peachy, like him, Omen. It's great living on this island alone.
Well, you
Seems
can come
so.
with us. I don't really care. I can get you to be like a tree or a bird or like a fish or I don't know how
Yeah.
to
I'll tell you, come over. Did you just. Is. Who? Hello.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I was taking a moment to think.
I must.
Is this.
Oh, I didn't. Driftwood. This is Driftwood, and this is Bert the Bear, and that's Omen, and that's the ruler of all the world.
I must say it is a pleasure to meet the three of you. A druid, I presume, one of the Fae, and one made of wood. I have never been in such company of ones blessed by Indo.
Oh, thank you.
Can I have your shield?
I need it. Also, it's bigger than you.
It's fine. I can use it as a shield.
All right, you may try.
Indo
It's
is-
literally, yeah.
No.
Thank you. Clank.
Indo is the nature god, right?
Oh, the god of all living things, nature, chaos, and the world itself.
Yes, I guess you would.
That makes sense why you're a dragonborn and why he's blessed you, because you're made of fire, and he likes fire a lot.
I'm not made of fire. I
You're
can
made of
control
fire.
fire.
You're
Wait,
like fire. You're
Did he
made-
make like boars too? And, like,
Ores,
metal?
and I'm not those things. Well, it is more of the living creatures and the living things like the plants and the animals.
Cool.
Are rocks not
Are you
alive?
okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Cindrix, are rocks not alive?
Rocks are not alive.
Oh.
Some of them are. We call
Well-
them plants.
I
You
mean,
called him
The
what?
only character you haven't introduced yourself to is an old man with relatively clean-cut hair now that he's been remade. He has a...
Shit, I forgot about him.
That's all right. He
I'm
has a
gonna. Cindrix
pretty
would
thin
introduce
white beard.
himself.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Cindrix.
Dr. Darius.
Dr. Darius.
No, sorry.
Doctor-
Wow.
Doctor-
All right, yeah. Dr. Rune.
Just a weird ass plot twist.
Everyone is Dr.
What the
Darius.
Dr. Rune, we had heard things about you. Ket is now next to Cindrix, looking down at Dr.
As is
Rune.
Altai and Perry.
Oh my gosh,
Hello.
Varun, hi,
Do you
nice to meet
remember us?
Try and shake his hand.
I do.
Have you met
Him before? Yeah.
What have you done?
We did what you said, sort of. We tried to bring the Tesseract to Darius. We failed
So
along the
we're
way, and I think
unstormable.
these people finished the job.
Yes, you are unstormable. It's been quite a while, I think, since
We found you in a cave.
6100.
I remember.
What year is it, Logan?
6128.
It is 6128. If that is of any importance.
It's 6128.
Yes.
I think we've been dead for about 100 years.
30.
30. About 30 years. That's not that long. 30 years. That's not that bad. Sorry. I overreacted.
And then you hear,
It's still 30 years.
I can't do math.
you hear your foot go, I've been dead basically 30 years.
Oh.
What does have to fight?
6.
What are we to do now? We did what, I guess, kind of did what you asked in the letter.
What does have to say?
All of these people were brave enough to take on the quest after we failed.
I thank all of you.
We saw you die in that cave. We were very confused. Can you explain to us what's going on?
I can try. What do you need to know?
Well, it's good to meet you. I'm Cindrix.
You two.
What's...
I am just as confused as you. To an extent. The information I have, you probably wouldn't be able to understand. What do you want of me? I didn't expect to.
Why the Tesseract? Why bring it here? What is it?
What was your quest?
I thought it was medicine.
Oh, yes, Darius told us your sister or wife or his wife. I don't particularly remember.
Yeah, and the automaton will actually look over to Dr. and he says, "Yes, I understood that you have been gone for over 1,000 years." And he looks up and says, "Well, I didn't make it home when you sent me back to Brimber."
Sorry to interject. Let's pretend none of us know anything. Could we start from the beginning? Because we don't have very many answers on why we're here, what we're doing, and what's going on. And it seems like these people do.
It's difficult to explain, and perhaps I sent you on a fool's errand. The Tesseract is... it's older than the Archons. It's the heart of a god. Their god.
Who's God?
The god of the Archons.
What?
Do the Archons have a god?
Yes. I do not know his name, or if he needs one.
We have reason to believe that a Brilliant is trapped inside, alongside a few others that we do not.
Really?
I-
It's trapped inside the...
That's what
I was the one who put them in there.
You...
It's confirmed then.
You hear Clayton, like, audibly cough on whatever he was eating when he said that.
And Cindrix goes,
Well, I understand.
well, I don't. Why did you put a god in a box?
You are familiar
Thanks.
with Brimber, correct? Planet in the sky.
No. Oh, I'm aware there's a planet there. I don't know what it is.
It's my home. It's where I came from. But there is somewhere else, hidden in the middle. The place that keeps us and them from colliding, forming a new planet. It is called by its natives Xanadu. When I left here with my wife to take her home, to get her medicine, to keep her from dying, we landed on that moon. And that moon, it has power. It kept her from dying, it kept us from aging. It would recycle years as if we were living the same year again and again. And each year she would fall gravely ill. I couldn't bear it. I sought for ages to find a way to cure her, but the planet was both a blessing and a curse. Every time it brought her back to health, it sent her spiraling downward again at the turn of the year.
Sounds awful.
That god came to me. I spoke with Pax directly. I spoke with Jen. Both of them were powerless to save her, as if the machinations of their own design were an accidental curse. I left on God's decree to find something to save her, to fix her ailment. I wound up on another world and found the Tesseract in the heart of a forge. There was no explanation, nothing. I researched it, doing my best to understand it, and built a vessel to return to Xanadu, to bring it to her, to help her. But I wound up in that cave instead. I need to get back.
Sir, what is your wife's name?
You wouldn't know her.
I have seen things. A planet being destroyed, I think.
How did you see this?
She is not here with me. I don't know. In the Fae, I met a being that follows me. Her name was Kira.
That was her, wasn't it?
Explain your vision.
Shit. Colton doesn't remember the details, but I probably have it in my...
Well, I was building a vessel to return here. Something red came over the sky, and with it the god of Brillian. I don't understand what happened.
Demons.
What demons?
Demons fell from the sky hundreds of years ago. Been a terror on Stormo for a long time.
The world would have ended were it not for the Tesseract.
How did you get him in there?
I simply panicked. I wished for something to change, that he wouldn't spread, destroy my home. I didn't know what it was, but it seemed to heed my will, and in an instant vanished, pulled into the Tesseract.
Well then.
So, you're saying it does have a Brillian, but it also has the god of the Archons? Inside the Tesseract has that?
No,
Maybe.
I would think that it
It's hard.
harnesses the power of the gods, which is why it's able to put Brillian in it.
There's something else, too. Something that made a Brillian not himself, as if he were possessed.
which must be why he was put in the box. Do you know what this was?
No. It
No.
happened in nearly an instant.
I don't remember the extreme details. I'm sorry. Just that I know meteors fell from the sky.
Mm-hmm.
On Xanadu.
I do not know what planet it was. I didn't recognize it.
What did it look like?
I remember these visions as well.
I'll
We had them when we gathered
do
the
my best to
wells.
explain it. Colton's confession time. For whatever reason, he didn't write down this down in those notes, so I don't remember the details.
I'll tell you, if you don't remember, I do.
Did you have the same vision?
We all did. When we went to those wells, we saw the monsters falling from the sky. Some of them destroying places. It was all at war. It became the reason as to why the oceans are filled with monsters and the old man and everything.
I think that was we all had different visions.
Oh, right.
You know,
I saw my uncle. Forgot. I don't remember your vision now.
Roll history.
I mean,
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? The visions that we
Yeah.
had when we got to
yeah, I
the
remember.
wells.
It stands to reason that she genuinely wouldn't be able to recall natural 20.
Oh, fuck! I don't think I'll remember. Oh, shit.
You remember some of the details.
Altair is back, Logan.
Hey guys,
You recall a vast ocean, very small, very quaint farms, and floating islands that dotted the skies like clouds.
floating islands.
And Kira, what happened to her? Is she safe?
If I recall correctly, Logan, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't a meteor strike her? Yes. I think her essence is what's been guiding me, though. She appears to me as a small bear with antlers. I think I know where she is. Well, I don't know where she is, but I think they know where she is, and I point to the...
Oh, yes, we saw this thing.
yeah.
at the,
She's still
I saw
there.
her.
Oh yeah,
What was she doing?
guarding
I
your
think
body.
she kind of did like a, and then disappeared.
Yeah, she does that.
She showed us the way to the Tesseract.
Yeah, she set us on the journey. to
Actually,
find
I think
that.
without her, we would not be here.
Yeah, 100%.
It seems we need to go back there then.
Yeah, I want to find
And
all
then
the clues.
we
Yes,
could
it
thank
does.
the fish people for making you that shark dolphin.
Fish people?
Yes,
Long
it is.
story.
Aurelius is believed to be dead. There is a group of people that view him almost as if a god because of his notes.
Oh, fuck them.
I don't think they know who he was.
Dr. Rune faints.
Citrix runs over and grabs him.
You're a healing specialist.
No, I know
I
Thank you.
understand he is in a state of shock. You have just informed him that, and my sister.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
I
also
understand. It is a blessing that she got to live this long. Leave him be.
Very strange.
Cindrix is like,
Shall I put him somewhere?
I will take him.
Darius,
All right.
do you want me to like cast a healing spell? Do any? Help
Could
out?
you please take him to the resting chamber?
Yeah. And then I'm gonna like pick him up and like
Be
lay
careful.
gently on Aku, and he's gonna help me carry
Okay.
him.
Describe Aku? I don't believe you have yet.
Oh, did I not?
I don't think
he's
so.
A large, also silver, mechanical gray wolf. So
He's
Alright.
a Zoid. Gotcha.
and
Zoid.
He's a Yonoid.
he also has green eyes, and he has like a cool little design on his teeth, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
you take him out of the area.
But it's not their fault. They didn't know that he was bad.
What?
The fish people, they don't know he's a bad guy.
Well, then they need
You
to
speak
know.
of Norilius.
Yes.
Yes.
He was once a member of the Mending. What happened
What
to
the
him?
fuck
Was
is
a
the
member
mending?
of the Mending.
Yes.
What's the mending?
It's like when you fix something.
We are.
Yes,
I know-
That's a good way
yeah,
to,
you're right.
You're part of the Mending as well.
Yes. We are all members of this society.
Did you know him?
Not personally. We attended meetings together once or twice.
Oh, he's pretty fucking evil.
Well,
He was exiled
Yeah.
for a selfish mistake.
the Mending are a group of people that seek to stop all war. They seek to
Who are you?
Perry.
Harry?
Yes.
We seek to undo the damage done by those demons you spoke of.
Oh.
We have slain thousands. We have chained hundreds. And we have hoarded artifacts.
You
like
changed some,
dragons.
you say.
Yes.
You know one called the Old Man.
Yes.
Featureless face, beard ever growing. Trapped in the forest outside of Blastow.
Wait, blast out, you say?
Bert is responsible for having initially contained him?
The teddy bear? Chained down, the one who's been a scourge of my life?
He was not always a teddy bear. He was once a great and powerful wizard of binding. His history is for another time.
Well, Bert, thank you. He's very bad.
Wait.
He seemed to have knacked most of his power, though. Yeah?
You said blast out, right?
Yep, what about it?
Is that where you're from?
Going, huh?
Hmm?
I'll go get that.
What?
I accidentally set an alarm and it keeps repeating every day and I haven't turned it off yet.
Oh, it's cool.
I'll be right back.
Stream life offline. The DM left.
Stream! Sorry. Right as we're about to get to it.
It's
God
okay.
damn it. I think I'm still, nope, offline.
I'm gonna give it 10 seconds. And if it's not back in 10 seconds, then...
I love how different all of our characters are. All of our characters are so different. I think we're back. And I think we're back. What's up, dudes?
Oh, wow, cool.
It's a little delayed, though. Logan is still getting up. So you probably just saw all of us go, oh no, the stream is gone.
Wait, give it a few more seconds, because when it comes back, it, like, lags to hell.
Oh, well, shoot.
Hi, guys.
Sorry.
We're lagging, and we are aware, and
We're keeping an eye on it.
itself in just a second.
We're doing our best to fix it.
Anyways, I think it got cut off a little bit, but I looked at you, you'd blast out, and the cat looks over at you and just says, yeah, what about it?
This is very important. Is that where you lived?
Okay, we're
Yes,
back.
it's my home.
1 second.
Oh, well, it once was my home. I don't know why I'm Syndrix.
Yeah.
It once was my home. I don't really live there anymore. I've been traveling a lot. Kind of left it behind. Why? Does something happen to it?
Yeah, something.
What happened to it?
Happened to what?
Blast out.
I...
Truly sorry. It's gone.
It's gone?
When did that
Disappeared or destroyed?
It was destroyed so thoroughly, it is not there anymore.
Can I roll history
What?
to recall when that happened? That's
Yeah.
very...
What?
It was a couple years before I was born.
Bert,
How old are you?
22.
I'm 28.
So like
Was it 30 years
a
ago?
year or two after we died.
it was close to 30 years ago, a bit more recent then, maybe 1 or 2 years.
That's gotta be a coincidence, right?
If I recall properly, it happened
Bert
at the turn
stands
of the
up.
century.
What do you need to know?
It's
You want to check your records on if the old man is still chained up?
Not my problem.
Yes, it is your problem.
No, it's, no. That old guy, what's his name? Yant is it?
The turtle?
What? No, it's an old dude. With bindings or something.
I feel like we met him. Did we?
It was Olo's master.
Yeah, the turtle.
He was not a turtle, he was a crazy ass old dude. Just a
No
normal...
way.
Yeah,
He wasn't a total.
he was never a turtle.
What?
Yeah.
No, he was a turtle.
No.
He was the best mystic in the world.
Yeah, I thought all mystics were turtles.
It's very difficult to be a mystic and not be a turtle.
You know, that guy. Yeah, that guy. That's not turtle.
Yeah, it was his job.
Can you hit him up? Can you ring? You know, get a phone? You have a sending spell?
What?
Anything? How was it destroyed? Tell me. Specifically.
I don't know that much about it.
Have you been there?
No, it happened before I was born.
Well, did you go there afterwards?
I had no reason to. It was gone.
What did the history book say?
But,
On Blast Out?
On Blast Out, on the
It's a-
destruction of Blast Out.
It was absolute and unexplained.
all I-
It was just
It
like-
was there. Week later, it was gone.
No survivors?
No survivors.
all we know that it
It's-
just one day disappeared.
Yeah. One day, it disappeared. The only reason people figured it out was because merchants went to deliver goods and the city was leveled. No, from what I understand,
Just rubble?
no one survived. Nothing. Everything was.
Maybe he got out.
Oh,
I
maybe
don't-
he got out.
It definitely wouldn't have been an attacking force, an army. It wouldn't have been bandits. People would have praise people would have praised that.
Is there anything that would Actually, no, it's coming back to me. Something I did with that spell. It was like a loophole where he would, like, if someone showed up and talked to him, and then that person either died or had some kind of failed connection, it would break one of the chains.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay. Roll attack.
This is called.
Ooh, I have two
this
of
is
them.
Called Ket realizes the moment he fucked up about 30 years ago. And
This is Ket attacking.
God damn! Okay, it's really good now though.
It's
6.
back.
I rolled 9 and a 4, but that's a 16 and an 11.
guys,
Roll damage.
We're back.
Yeah.
Natural 20s for Altai and
On both?
underhands for Ket.
Yeah.
He's a teddy bear.
8 plus 7. 15.
That hit.
All right.
Force damage.
Yeah. Is it 2 of them?
Yeah, because
Alright.
at higher levels that you create.
Yeah, you
too.
double arc and they both fly an arc and slam into him. The arrow in his head just shatters. His body is thrown back to the back of the chair, and the chair literally topples backwards.
Oh, that's still working. Cool. That means he's not gone. Seems to work a little better now. Maybe he got out and he'd have leveled the city that was next to him just because your bindings weren't there.
What?
So you created a loophole.
Well, yeah.
I'm the one that showed up next to him. You could have put a sign, anything. That's his power.
There were signs. It doesn't matter. I mean,
It does matter. Hundreds of people are dead.
yeah, exactly.
How long have you been alive?
People are born, then they die. Their kingdoms fall to the ground, new ones come up. I'm just waiting for that last one to finally die, man. World's fleeting, buddy. Also, that was interesting. That was from him, you said?
Kat would go over to the corner of the room and just try to commune with the old man.
All right. You're
The
in
best he
kind
could.
of an open garden.
Then just somewhere.
Yeah,
Just
Corner of the garden.
the corner of the garden.
You head over to like a very beautiful, ornate, kind of bronzed bench and
Yep.
sit down.
Oh, fuck. Do I have my tome?
It would remanifest with you. You can essentially call it forward.
Well, yeah. The way it works, I think I have to spend an hour then
Yeah,
to get it back.
so you won't have it immediately. So if you have commune, you wouldn't be able to cast it until you have the book. Do you start assembling the book?
Hold up.
All right.
I'm trying to find it. Can't find it. Wait. Rogue stuff. Pact magic, Spanish spell list, awaken mind, eldritch invocations, pact boon, pact tome. I can perform a 1-hour ceremony to replace it. The spells that my tome gives me are druid craft, primal savagery, and ray of frost.
Oh,
So-
so the rest of them you'd be able to cast.
Yeah, I can cast on my own.
Okay. You have commune?
Commune? I don't have the spell commune.
Do you have an ability that lets you do this, or are you just trying
Literally,
to do
just if I
Okay.
lose the book, I perform a 1-hour ceremony and get a replacement
to
at
get
the end of a short
those
rest.
minor spells? But I'm asking you, in order to commune to the old man, are you casting?
Nope.
You're just trying to.
I mean,
draw a
Syndrix can do
connection.
that, but Ket doesn't know how. He never learned. He just knows that if he tries really hard, sometimes he talks to him. He has no idea how it works.
You feel. You don't get that communication that you normally do, that dream state that you're used to.
Yeah.
You only feel the emotion of direct and personal hatred and loathing.
Okay. I'm assuming I can get the book back.
Yeah, you spend a little bit of time just kind of in this garden as you're trying to connect to him. Those of you who glance over at Ket and watch, you see the natural world around him begin to rend itself as bark is pulled from trees and assembled into a book binding, and you see as pulled from the earth, drained of life and turned into a semblance of paper as they're all thrown together in this book on his lap.
It's one of those shots where the rest of us are reacting to this happening, and it zooms in on Syndrix, who glares but doesn't do anything about it.
It's very destructive, but you now have your book.
What does the book look like?
It is bound by wood and bark. If you want to designate a pattern or anything, you are free to do so. It's your book.
Okay. Hey everyone, I think the old man destroyed Blastow, and I think he's coming after us.
Bert, I do believe it is best you retire. And Bert just kind of, he does like the teddy bear, throws his arms up, and then does it like a forward somersault, and he's like, yep, I get it. Walks away out of the garden. I do apologize for his behavior. He is an eternal nihilist.
I understand. It's fine.
He wished to die long ago. Now he does not have that privilege.
Is he cursed?
Yes.
Oh wow, that sucks.
We have a lot to do then. This is all I
Kill the old man.
if he is coming and then we need to find all of our stuff,
So
we need to go talk to
As much as I want to stop the old man and everything that he did, everything I cared about in Blastow is gone.
Perhaps
And if there anything that was there that I cared about, it was dead anyways.
it is a forgotten secret, but he was cursed by the old man, performing his ritual to bind him. His current state, his complete apathy, is because of your patron.
Yeah, he'll have that effect on you.
So we just need to go kill this old man, right?
We don't have to do that yet, and I don't think we should since he leveled a city.
He granted Bert the boon of undeath.
Oh, good.
He has the same. He cannot be destroyed.
But he can be bound.
Yes.
Why don't we put him
So that's
inside the
happened before.
Tesseract?
I was about to suggest that, Abris.
Binding
That's a
him to
great
Tesseract.
idea. I used to be bound to the Tesseract as well, and I relinquished my powers away from him, but it seems they've stuck around.
Rune will kind of speak up. If you bind him,
Oh, did Rune come back?
You're awake, are you all right?
yeah, he's like walking back, kind of shambling. You,
Hey guys, how's it going? Walking back.
Right, Griffin.
you want to bind someone else inside,
Yeah, why not?
because if you open it, what is in there will come out.
Oh.
So if we do that, we release a god who is not himself and is probably
Alright, where can we get another one?
Another Tesseract.
Yeah. Is there another one? Where's
the
this
heart,
forge?
It's the heart of gods. It's not that.
It's
easy
not
to
just the
find
heart
them.
of gods, it's the heart of the
Sorry,
single
of-
god.
Yes.
There was a theory. I did much research on the Archons, and it holds true that they are not gods. They are constructs made by God to govern the world. And if one of them has malfunctioned, if it is turned against its brothers, perhaps it should die.
Which is likely why it's trapped inside the Tesseract. It can never escape.
So we destroy this one, and then we go get a new one.
It's
You
the heart
can't.
of God.
We could make another one, right?
You go find Pax and kill him.
Is this Perry?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not
Find
even-
Pax and kill him. I'm not saying we kill God. I'm saying we just destroy this one, and we'll find another one.
From
It's
Paul,
more complicated than that. I'm sorry.
question from Paul Logan. Would Dimple Wood have any knowledge on how to actually
I'm
feasibly
trying
do
really
that
hard
and how
to
hard it would be
differentiate the voices.
Kill a god?
to create what they're asking to create?
You don't understand
was just
what it
double-checking.
is. They're talking about this abstract thing you've never seen or heard of before.
Oh, right. He's
Yeah.
never even come in contact with the Tesseract. That's right.
Imagine that all the Archons are like children. Their father lies in our hands.
I think that was a song we used to sing at Sunday school.
What he's saying is a brilliant's an eternal timeout. Until one.
Yeah, I don't think so anymore. I think he got out of timeout and he's leveling cities.
Brilliant didn't. This old man did.
Oh, sorry, you were saying Aurelian.
Yes,
Right.
that's fine.
Well, what if we
Regardless-
talked to Aurelian? Dr. Ream, you said he was corrupted somehow.
Yes.
Maybe he's...
I haven't performed experiments on it directly, but I've learned much my years spent with the Tesseract. I no longer have my book, only memories, but there are certain wells, unique pools of energy.
No,
that
we
it
went to
can-
one of those.
Yes,
What
I
happened?
saw one as well.
The ones with the opal.
Those ones came out as ghosts.
Yeah.
Those the opal ones. shiny
Yes.
ones.
They become rainbows.
They're
Yeah.
called
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's
I
an
know
opal.
Bug of- I
World
love that. That was really cool.
It is opal.
It's an opal.
Amber's is right, it's
Yes,
opal.
I know what an opal looks like.
I do too.
Aren't they the same thing? They're both rainbows.
No.
Well, they're very different.
They were once bridges between all our worlds in a time long forgotten.
That's right. You could teleport between them.
Mm-hmm.
We've done this before. We've stepped into one and appeared somewhere
There's
else.
the one on Sunflower
They
Island.
function. How?
We just walked into it. As the Tesseract floated above it, and then we were able to maneuver through.
Oh, when we did that, creatures spilled out of it. It was you, actually, as ghosts.
That
Well, that's weird.
explains much.
Maybe only the three of you can do it.
Huh.
So,
The Tesseract seems to work like a battery. It infinitely powers these wells, and these wells seem to amplify its capabilities. I believe if you were to bring it to enough of them, the gate would open.
We'd be able to
But we
travel
would
there.
release a brilliant.
The world needs its gods, its domains. Without each one governed, it falls into chaos.
Dr. Rune, what happens if we open the Tesseract and a Brilliant returns and he sends more monsters down to the world? And we have more than just the old man to deal with.
Syndrix, you can commune with gods, right?
I can commune with Indo.
Can you ask Endo about this?
I could try.
I could too.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Do you know one of the summoning rituals?
Oh, what? I can summon Indo? Why did the church never tell me this?
Well kept secrets, but each Archon has written a poem, and to decipher and perform its confines would be to summon that god.
I would be honored to summon Indo.
Indo's like
What
an oak.
if we were
He's
to
cute.
summon all of the gods?
Like a shimmering oak.
I don't know if I could summon all of them either.
Right, but
I
if
feel
all of
like
them have a way.
that's a extremely bad idea because I feel like the gods won't really like being summoned by random people.
Darius actually speaks up and says, "This was attempted once. They have written these creeds, these pacts, unique pieces of information to summon them, but to do anything other than inquire is disastrous. There was a kingdom once, far to the southeast, that tried to summon and destroy Jen. Instead, they summoned something else.
I've met Jen.
You have.
Yep. Turned into stone one time. Got
Curious.
pulled back by chains. All I'm saying is maybe we've got a good standing with them.
I think
I don't think it would be necessarily that bad. This is the... We're
With
dealing
what-
with the end of the world here.
Dr. Rune has stated it seems as though they are brothers in a state of disarray. Perhaps they do not all agree. If one of them has taken the action of fighting against the others, maybe the rest of them are considering the same.
it's like children fighting over toys.
I feel like
Rune will kind of nod in a very somber manner. Exactly.
the best Archon to summon would probably be Indo because I feel like that's the Archon we have the best standing with.
It's the very nice.
Cognus, perhaps, would be the best. He and Abrillion shared the ability to see into the future.
Well, we don't know particularly what we're doing here.
Right, but if
One
you
among
see-
us also shares that ability. He points over the woman with charcoal eyes, and she's simply watching, almost unmoving.
What does she do?
She can see the future.
She is the Paragon of Omens.
She told you that earlier.
Right.
These are ancient creatures, as all of us here are immortal in our own right, even Grimlock. And Grimlock looks up from a plate that's just been massacred. There's sauce all over his face, and he's like,
Are you part of Mending too?
The Mending will bow before me.
Why is he here?
He's the king of the He's the king of the world.
that is a question I ask myself every time I invite him and Bert.
Why do you keep inviting him?
They are the only natives to this island. I am a rabbit. I get very lonely.
Oh,
Look
I
around
understand.
you. See my kingdom.
Yeah.
It is all
So
constructs.
all those constructs. I'm the only intelligent one.
Oh.
Oh.
You and, to an extent, myself.
Well,
And you see, like, shutters shifting in this, this robot, a different sentience.
Okay.
wait. You got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, well, besides you, come on.
I think we're being kind of choppy right now, guys. Sorry.
Ah, that sucks.
I think we already were. Whoops.
I don't know what the fuck's going on. It really sucks.
It's okay.
Can we all go outside? I want to see the island.
We are outside.
Yeah, you're in an open garden. It's
Oh,
very
wait.
beautiful. It's a lot like your home, but with more diversity. There's not consistency of the same tree. There's a lot of open sky around the canopy.
Ket will look to everybody and say, listen, this is the gathering of the Tesseract, essentially. We need to come up with a plan, and there's many of us, and I think maybe we could get more done than at once. We need to stop the old man, and we need to go to these fountains. We also need to go back to Nerilius's place, find Kira, and find out where Nerilius went,
If
and if he's
years
truly dead.
have passed since Xanadu was raided alongside your planets, and we are not all dead, then it stands to reason that Xanadu still exists.
How the hell are we going to get there?
Maybe through the Tesseract. Yes.
Darius and I, ages ago, built a golem
Is there a fountain?
to send
it?
me home.
Oh, got it. A golem.
On my home, they call them vessels, attempts to breach the sky. Mine was the only to ever succeed. Perhaps if we were to create one again, I know of a well there.
I would love to help you build that.
And the construct that Darius controls looks over to you and his eyes shift again. I have not taught you that.
Oh.
There are many complications and infinite errors that can take place.
You could just come with us.
So let's get this straight.
I have brought you here for that reason.
I'm
Oh.
gonna leave. I'm gonna meet people.
Much to my dismay.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know. I'm gonna miss you too, Darius. Don't worry, I'll be back.
You are a strange one, but compared to my other companions. And he looks over at this woman who is bleeding like tears, and she vanishes in a puff of incense and ash. You are more normal. I will miss you.
So let me get this straight. We need to get to a moon that no one knew existed until you told us. We need to stop the old man, who is this being that has only been stopped once before. We need to figure out how to get a brilliant out to the Tesseract without him killing everyone. And we need to figure out how to get you guys your stuff back.
Elspeth will speak up and say, there's also the Four Horsemen.
There's also the...
Well,
And the
yes,
Black
there's the Four
Knights.
Horsemen and the Black Knights, all of which want to stop us.
They all want to bring back a brilliant. They
Then the
count.
world is in a worse state than I thought.
Wait, they want to bring back Brilliant, then we should definitely not bring back
That's
a
what,
Brilliant.
that's what Ten and Dex was saying.
But you're saying we need it back for balance, which I understand, but at the same time, I feel as if you'll unleash
Yeah.
a horde of evil.
If his acolytes are seeking to save him, it's because they don't know the state that he's in, the choices that he seems to have made. Whatever is possessing him now is something he must have communed with
Would we go inside the Tesseract?
enough power.
Would we need to go to the wells?
Yes.
Then we should do that.
I know what one is.
I'm gonna speak.
I know
now.
what one is too.
Oh.
If we're gonna travel with the Tesseract, we need to keep it hidden. And I can do that, but I need to get a message out.
Yeah, I'll help
Grimlock
you with
looks
that
up.
Following.
I know where one
Are
is.
we all going together?
No, there's 8 of us. That's.
I'll
far
show
too
you
many.
where the one is in my kingdom, but you all must pledge unwavering fealty.
I already
Sure.
did, but you said I can have a crown, so
I never said you could have a crown.
You said I
You said
couldn't
you
have
would
one.
make your own.
can I?
It will give you no
I think that
authority.
that maybe Ket or
I need a
should
statement from
carry
all of you
the
now, or you
Tesseract.
will never learn where it is.
The Tesseract should not
amulet?
be on me.
You want me to carry
Wait.
it again?
The what?
I know where one of these wells is.
Where is it? I already pledged my life to
Do
you.
I
you
require it
just-
from all of you.
Do you just want us to do that so that we pledge our lives to you, or do you actually know where
There's only one way to find out.
you tell us the truth?
Oh, great Goblin King, I pledge my life to you and my services so that I may know where this well may remain.
It's not the goblin.
Sindri just goes, what are you doing?
You are a clever man and wise. You will live long, perhaps 1 or 2 years during my reign.
Well, I would hope I would live long enough to see this fountain that you were telling me about. If not, then I will amass my armies and kingdom and destroy yours.
What an interesting threat. When you see my kingdom, my infinite number of... That's none of your business.
Where is it? I pledge my fealty.
Here, I'll plug my ears.
Yeah, he like comes close to you.
Oh, I have awakened mind. I speak
got, like,
into his head.
gross.
This is like Perry and Cat working together. Whereas I pledge my fealty. I'll cover my ears.
I do my awakened mind, but also do it to Perry so that she hears it.
It is to the north of the continent in the ice and snow. I have many servants who will never die.
Insight.
Right. You already know he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm curious to see.
Well then,
maybe
thank you.
he's telling the truth this
But
time.
look, before we have any more interruptions, we should come up with our plan. All right?
He's not lying to you.
Well,
But that also doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't genuinely believe
I
that.
think
So.
me,
You can't tell.
Auntie,
Yeah.
and the new middleman can go and get to the wells, and then the other ones that we don't know can go to the other thing.
Maybe,
Okay,
maybe
wait.
if They could show us where.
Hang on.
After.
Let's pick our goals here.
Right.
Okay? So, no, I'm okay with
I'm
that.
just listening. I'm
Okay,
getting my
okay.
feet down here.
You said a well had been activated before, correct?
Shut up. So,
I thought you were loyal to me.
I am. I'm just trying to come up with a plan.
Dr. Darius, Dr. Rune, could we talk in your laboratory?
Wait, no, we need everyone here.
As a group, the 10 of us, to determine our factors in the safest place possible so no one overhears us. I
Yeah.
glance at the goblin.
Oh, that is a very good idea.
Are you mocking me?
No,
Who's gonna hear us?
We've been spied on before.
that's also true.
Oh,
They're uninviting me from this conversation.
You can come with us. It's okay.
See, I have an invitation from someone who's pledged their loyalty to me.
He hops out of the table and walks
Does a
over to
king
you.
need his servants to say it's okay?
Shut the fuck up.
Shut
the fuck up.
No, he's walking like toward the elevator.
So he's walking off towards the elevator?
Yeah.
Alright, let's decide right now. What do we do?
Yes, he
I'm
is.
actually more concerned of the Black Knights listening in on us.
I don't think going to the laboratory.
Do you have a place that is
Just
safe
wanted-
from scrying?
I just wanted to get rid of the goblin. I'll be honest.
Oh, I didn't care about him.
I have designed a chamber for this purpose. At
We
brief
should conduct
moments,
our business there.
When the Mending had more organized enemies, it was a necessity. We shall converge there. And he stands up and walks in the other direction of the lab. And
Yep, following.
Grimlock just doesn't turn around. He's like marching over there almost comedically.
that's such a cool name, Grimlock. I love that.
And he leads all of you over to this it's kind of like a glass dome that has a lot of arcane writing around it that sizzles and burns. And the moment that you step in, you see the walls on the inside shift in their colors, and they illuminate the room, but it's very obvious that no one outside can see in. It's completely barren. There's nothing that's been set up here, he says. It has been ages since this was necessary. Who are these enemies you speak of?
Okay, I seem to have the most enemies here. Got the old man. The Black Knights want us too, along with we've got a lot.
The Knights of the Hollow?
Yeah, they were also known as the Coastal Inquisition. Then
Yeah, they just go to the Black Knights.
There's also the Horsemen. And there's also Brilliant. And all of these. So I think the best course of action...
We're off again.
yeah, god damn it. We might be back actually right
This
now.
sucks my dick.
This sucks my dick.
Yeet.
And we're back.
Okay, cool.
Oh, good.
Um,
Who are your allies?
Well,
The Mending.
the Mending.
yeah, all of ours are going
the
too.
Sea Stalkers.
Yes, the Mending will help.
They've been helping us out well.
Yeah.
I
they
have
can help
recently
you
got
guys.
word of their acquisition.
Yes, actually, if we go back and visit them, can we send them this way to set up shop over here, possibly? Because, well, they're an intelligent tribe of people that is being...
I have received a briefing.
The Sea
Right,
Stalkers.
sorry. Yeah.
The Sea Stalkers may actually revere the three of you if you were to arrive. Given that they view
Or
not
perhaps
only as-
simply you. As stated, your body was found inside.
Well, they might not even know about her because we found that...
I'll tell you, if I
sooner
go there
than
and
we
they're
were
there and they
expecting.
worship Neurilius, your father,
Maybe
it's
you
not going
shouldn't
to be
go.
good.
If you're
I
going
don't
to
really
be too
want to go
grumpy
back
to
there.
go inside,
We
then
can
you don't have to
speak
come.
to them. I think
We can tell them that God is false, and we can tell them the truth of what happened.
Kid, that's just going to upset them. You should stay here.
regardless of
I know.
what happened, I do think that it was done with good intent. He was confused. I don't even know how long.
Don't start feeling sympathy for him. Don't.
I can't imagine what
Cat-
I would do if I was kicked out of home.
He was.
We're gonna massacre turtles. We're gonna transform things into those creatures. No, I'll tell you, I know you more than that, and you wouldn't do that.
He was building an army
Cat.
to save the Fae.
Yeah, I know.
He did express that interest during his time with us.
Yeah, what?
It was not one we could justifiably
I know
explore.
a thing or two about dysfunctional
And he left.
parents. And the thing about having a dysfunctional parent like that is no matter what they do, there's some part of you that still loves them. And no matter how horrible it can get, it's hard to forget that they are still your parent.
I'm not.
So I know you are filled with rage, but
You're
keep
right.
it on the DL until you find him, and then just release it all onto him.
I'm not saying that.
That's why I'm suggesting I don't think I should go if you're going to go there.
I'm not saying that what he did was right, Kat.
You're right, though. Thank you.
I'm just saying that to save everything that you ever believed in, what would you do?
Not that.
To save Abris?
Save Abris, you think I would raise an army and massacre the others?
If an army was coming after her, would you?
No, it's okay. I'd like to be a tree.
I'm just saying, some people.
What are you implying?
I'm not
The
saying
path
you would do
to
that
hell is
specifically.
paved with good intentions.
I'm not saying that you would do exactly that. I'm not. I don't think you.
I'll tell you, I'm already afraid of how alike I am to him, and it's why I don't want him around.
You should come with us, and you can just stay
Look,
outside.
I want to create a plan here. I think it's best if you go, maybe with the others, not us. I would hate to split up, but it seems
To
that
what end will you venture there? What
Find
is the
Kira.
purpose?
Dr. Rune to find Kira.
Yeah, Dr. Rune will speak up and say.
Dr. Rune, Altair, Syndrix, you, points at Elsbeth, and Perry
Well,
should go.
I,
My name's Elizabeth.
Whatever that entity
do,
is, that creature
What?
My
that you
name's
said,
Elizabeth.
it knows something about
Okay.
my wife. There's every
Yes.
reason to go.
It's a cool name.
Great. I should speak up. I don't. The Sea Stalkers are friends of the Mending now. It would be good for me to go there, but I believe that my knowledge is best used elsewhere.
Well, don't worry, Perry. If I were to go, I could speak to them. We are on good terms. I spoke with them as well, and if I see him come as a representative of the Mending, I think they would be welcoming.
Yes. Could you keep Clayton in check if need be?
Don't I always?
That's what scares me.
Hey,
Well,
It's
then,
not accurate.
then me, Abris, Perry, and Driftwood could go look for the wells. Start opening up the Tesseract. We all meet
Yes.
back together after you have Kira, Dr. Rune has Kira, and we have the rest of everything. We go find all the wells. We talk to Oblivion, release him, put the old man in the Tesseract.
Maybe we should reconvene once we've completed the wells. As a group, decide what to do.
Oblivion would have the power to destroy him.
To destroy who? The old man?
Yes.
But then we don't even need to use the Tesseract. We just have to get inside. Hopefully we can convince him.
Well, we need to open the wells to get inside.
There are a lot of wells, though. Don't you think maybe we should open one or two and then come back?
That is a good idea. There are a lot of them. So let's just try to... We'll get back. It shouldn't take you too long to get
If
back. I
We
don't...
need a boat, though.
that small green man wasn't lying,
There should be one.
wouldn't it be worth exploring? If there's one nearby, you could use it every time you opened a well and
All
return
right.
here.
Well, here's the other option. You need to go all the way there. You need the Tesseract. It would be best if these people had our boat. The Black Knights will be following them.
If they are going...
What's special about your boat?
Oh, I've hollowed it so that the Black Knights can't enter. Oh, that's very helpful. Yes, it is.
Well, if they are going north, that's away from the Black Knights. Altai and you and the rest of them, you guys will be going back south, right next to their city. It might be best for you to keep it for now. Once we open the well, if there is a well, to the north, where the goblin says there was, we can open that and return here. You guys go to the Sea Stalkers and return here, and then we'll decide our next move there.
So wait. We go north,
Find the well.
find the well, use the Tesseract on
Yes,
it.
and then we return here.
And then the other group
Send
goes
your
south.
Go south, retrieve your stuff, and then comes back here. And
Alright.
then we decide our next move from there.
As an
Okay.
additional question, I understand that the Paragons themselves, as a unique order, their history has been lost, but it seems as though they hold some power, perhaps a fragment, that the Archons govern. If you were to speak to the Paragon of Omens, she could tell you your futures and alter them in doing so.
Yes, but where did she go? She disappeared.
She resides
know my future.
on her own mountain, on this island, not far, perhaps a day.
Should we all venture there and speak to her?
She will require a single question from you, within which she will answer once.
Then we should go.
What should the context be?
Personal, I would assume.
Streams are fine.
Yeah, the stream died.
It like dies for like half a second.
And then it comes back. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like the internet's being a bitch right now. I don't know what
It's
it
already
is.
back.
Yeah.
Like it's literally.
I'm
dying
very
for half a
frustrated.
second. Yeah,
It's
so
okay. We can always upload the VOD later if
Okay.
it's just
Yeah.
unwatchable.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Alright.
Well, we should probably get going because it
And-
seems like a long walk. But I'm very tired and very hungry, so if we, go back down to
We have a day to
finish
rest and then
eating and
make our way
sleep.
north afterwards.
And if we meet back here,
Yes.
if I'm going south, back to the mainland, I can pick up the amulet that we need to hide
It-
the Tesseract.
Would seem advantageous to perhaps at least humor Grimlock, to see if his promise holds any truth.
So
Yes.
It is in the same general direction.
the wells need the tesseract to open, right?
Yes,
So
I can retrieve it.
Do you have
Okay.
supplies?
do you want Ket to hold it or for me to hold it?
You know what?
Dr. Room will kind
I
of speak
think
up.
it would be best.
I understand that the Tesseract itself attempts to look into us, see our weaknesses and our strengths, and test them.
Oh yes.
None of us, I would imagine, have been proven worthy. Am I correct?
I haven't held it, and then Dimple speaks up and like, I haven't even seen it.
I don't believe so. I have not.
I know it tastes funny.
I'll tell you.
Yeah, it does
also,
taste
I-
like grapes.
I don't believe
I
you.
don't-
You guys taste it?
Yeah, you didn't lick it?
Yeah, of course we did.
No!
Is that the extent of the
You
research?
licked the
did?
Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It tastes
It-
like grapes.
it tasted like...
Did you do anything else? To
I forgot.
Well, I held it, and then I think I died, because then I
There
woke
are
up and no one could
variations
remember
on
that
its
I ever had the
taste.
tesseract, and it was very scary. Huh?
During my
I
extensive
think you're right,
research,
you should have the Tesseract.
I discovered that it tasted relative to a cobbler.
I don't mind if they have.
See, even.
Oh,
even
it tastes different. I think it tastes what you enjoy the most.
I don't like grapes.
Perhaps we should cross notes
We
see
should.
what-
I've done some experiments on it actually. I just need my notes. You know.
I'm gonna reload the dashboard and see if it's back.
Oh no.
Oh,
If you're watching the VOD, just be mad at this. It's usually not like this all the time.
Sorry guys.
It's pretty much
And
just
it's
today.
bad.
All right.
Wow.
Sorry guys.
Yeah.
This is frustrating.
The thing is like the way that they're probably gonna see it is like actually is the video, and then every time it cuts, it's just gonna skip ahead.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
luckily, the VOD shouldn't be unwatchable, and neither is this. Hopefully.
Wait, why would the VOD skip ahead?
It won't.
Yeah, it shouldn't. It's the internet
Oh,
that's
I
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so,
Never mind.
mm.
I get it.
We,
Okay.
we record and we
We'll have to upload it. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Ket would say, you know, I think I would prefer to go with Altair.
Even if it means going back to.
I want to go back there.
well, then I'm gonna go too. I don't want to go with these people I don't know.
I'll come with you.
I don't know you. You're a big fireman.
It's okay, Centrix. It means that we can take the Tesseract north.
Okay, you guys have really cool pools of
As long
opal.
as you guys
And
will make
one
it
time
back.
I went there, and I think Indo showed up.
I
and
just
he
don't
was
want to
giant
go
elk,
somewhere
and it was
where the
really
Tesseract
cool.
isn't.
You'll be taking the Tesseract north.
Yeah, you
They'll
needed
be,
to open
they'll be
them.
going south now.
So,
They go down there.
like I said,
Wait, so I'm taking the Tesseract.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna go with them. And
I don't
Who's
think I
them?
want to.
Us?
the new
Clayton.
group that we just met. The cat and
And we get
Yeah.
Driftwood?
Yeah. Or
Basic.
because I need to go to the mainland no matter what. Because I'm gonna pick up that amulet. Because
So-
I think of one of
Oh,
the main
yeah.
things I want to do right now. I was trying to do it in Arkenberg, but then assassins were sent after us.
We don't need
And
we don't need a boat. I can get into a giant whale.
Oh,
It's a longer journey than that.
Or
Wait, how long can you be a well?
well, I can do it a few times, and then I can be, let me think about it for a moment. Well, I
Well-
can do it for 4 hours, and I can do it twice.
It's a lot longer than an 8-hour journey.
So
We can take our boat.
we, me, Altair, Clayton, and Abris, you need to go check the wells.
I don't want to.
Why not?
We've seen wells also. I can
Yeah,
confirm that we will handle this.
Oh.
Yeah,
My
we
stuff.
have dealt with one of the wells before.
Yes,
so
but you're going
we do have experience.
Then what's the groups?
It's gonna be Ket, Abaris, and Altair with Clayton. And then it's gonna be
Paul's the
Cindrix,
only person that's swapping.
what was it? Elsbeth, Perry, and Driftwood.
Got it. Now here's the crappy part. How are we going to get into that base? You think they'll just recognize us?
Get into.
Oh, well, that's another reason why I'm
Oh, well, you're going.
because I've met them.
All right.
And they made me a shark dolphin. You'll see it on the way there. It's
That should
really
work
cool.
then.
Do you know where my body was?
Yes, I do actually. I was one of the people who found it.
Maybe if they see that,
Shark
they'll
dolphin?
understand.
All right.
I feel better about that. I feel safe with Tesseract in my hands. Not that I want to use it. I just
I would just like to.
Of course.
Keep it.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
Well, let's all get our fortunes read.
Yeah.
Yes, we're gonna rest first, right?
Yeah.
Please, you have eaten. You need rest. All of you.
Where can we rest? Yes.
that weird thing that you did earlier to the
Hey,
teddy bear.
Logan, I would request
What's that
the equivalent of my
Oh, wait, hold on. An
equipment
eldritch
minus the
blast.
magical equipment
Okay.
as Altair. It's literally just
Then you're gonna have to run me through it, because he's gonna have to gather literal supplies.
this backpack, bedroll, traveler's clothes, the great axe.
I don't even know what I had.
Really, just need that and some rations.
Mhm.
So that's all it should
Yeah.
request.
Um,
Oh, and a tent.
He would have given you the clothes already.
Okay.
I would need supplies as well, but I will create a list for you later.
Very well.
I want to go rest. Is there a place we can rest?
I can designate any building in this entire hamlet to accommodate your rest.
That would be great. Thank you.
Do you have any interest in certain locations, such as near the waterfall
Nope.
or in the open?
The open's fine.
So one by some trees.
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
I can move from tree to tree.
I was
now.
wondering if the tinkerers were done with my shield yet.
You will have to ask them yourself. I am unable to communicate outside of this room.
Ah, okay. And then Nichols speaks up and says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll take you to him."
Very well.
Maybe we should, maybe all of them should go with you, Triplet, to put in requests for supplies.
Oh yeah. Come on, I'll show you guys the way.
Understood. It opens the door, and Darius and Dr. Rune leave kind of side by side, talking about so much that they have to talk about.
Abris, do you need anything?
But I want some of those platinum things, and then I want a staff and
The three of us should go with them if we're going where we can get things.
a little
Alright.
knife and
It's like,
a flute.
Driplet
'Cause I know
goes,
he
"Yep,
plays
come on.
flute,
Anybody want anything? Come on, follow
really
me. Follow
well.
me. Come on."
Okay.
Kent will follow.
Which one are you going to?
He's gonna. Since the first one was asked was Clayton, so he's gonna go to the tinkerers first.
All
And
right.
then,
The tinkerers spot themselves around the hamlet, essentially doing occasional repairs, and all of you approach this large, not so much simple, statuesque. It is a large, hunky humanoid, roughly 9 feet tall, and it is currently repairing damage done to one of the buildings by wear and tear. His body is made of copper, and he is modeled after a bodybuilder with a Speedo made of literal gold.
That is amazing.
He has a fanny pack full of tools.
I love him.
And he
Does he
turns
have a-
down to you. There are 6 of them that have been crafted, and they are all called the Tinkermen, collectively.
Okay. Hey, Tinkerman, how are you?
Well, hello there.
Oh my god.
What do you require?
Oh yeah, well we need that shield, and then.
And he's like hammering
We
away.
needed like a couple other things, but they're gonna like let you know the details.
What kind of things do you need?
Well, I don't know. Who's first? Who wants to go first?
You really?
Yeah.
Abris is a bee.
All right.
Abris, why are you a bee?
What do you need? What do you need tinkered on?
Don't think at me, please.
Understood.
Cindrix walks up.
Oh, well, I would very much like my shield tinkered with.
I will tinker with this. What do you require? And he
Oh,
like
I wanted to
flexes as he's
launch
holding
it.
it.
Oh, wow, I'm so excited.
What do you need done?
It needs to be stronger.
I can do this.
Oh, yes.
And he like puts it up against the wall and pins it in. Then he pulls out a bunch of tools from his belt and starts kind of hammering away, knocking out all the dents. Gives it a full sheen. He pulls out like a little aerosol can and sprays it, and then wipes it down. There you go, good as new.
Oh, thank you. There's a bee on me. There's a bee.
It's
Would you
Abris,
like
don't
me
hit
to-
it.
Iris, get off of me. I'm very scared of bees.
I will do you a favor.
No.
Very well.
Cat's like, no. Boom! Bam!
Try.
Are there any more of you who require something from me?
What happened to my shield? What do you do to
It
it?
looks good as new. It's like perfectly.
Ooh, can you do my armor?
Starts taking off his armor.
Hang on. Hang on.
The bee is
I'll hand
angry.
Herr Tinkerman.
Bee's
He just
Logan.
shouts, and then another one comes over. He's like passively flexing as he walks, and he picks up the pieces of your armor and starts working on it. Yep.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you a very short list of things. What this is. Do you make things?
We repair things. If you require something to be made, you will deal with the forge tenders.
Let's take it again. Can you fix the
Poisonous.
silver end on my
Poisonous.
whip? Because I'm pretty sure the guy just stuck silver, like, here.
Was this made by a child?
An angry one, yeah.
He's made by a child.
He like reaches into his little fanny pack and pulls out a tiny anvil, sets it on the ground, and begins hammering away like this huge hunched over guy, just tinking on this little tip of it. He hands it back to you, and it looks like a spur.
Ooh,
That is Master Craftsman.
thank you.
Abris stopped being.
And,
Okay.
that might be it. I'm just double checking.
The Tinkerman says that you need rest. It is valuable for fleshy organisms.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'm really tired.
What should you turn into?
That's all.
Very
You
well.
are just
And he turns back to the wall and starts smacking
turn
it
into
Is it a
turn
normal
into my favorite animal.
Is it a normal shield?
It is a lizard.
with shield.
The scale shield.
Specifically,
Remember, I got
a
my
gecko.
fake
No,
piece
wait.
and I was gonna
A
give it
bearded
one.
dragon.
I turn into a giant bearded dragon.
It gives you.
Giant bearded dragon.
I can turn into a giant lizard.
Oh god.
If effectively deflected, it reduces
size
lightning
effectively
damage
is that?
done by a lot.
Giant.
Lightning, and we'll go with thunder too.
I don't.
Okay.
Large.
Cindrix, without his armor on, is currently. He's ripped as fuck.
Yep.
He is sitting on the back of Abris, who has transformed into a giant bearded dragon. Like a
I'm sorry.
lizard. You know the
Oh.
lizards? It's a bearded
Okay.
lizard.
No,
Just
it's
a
a bearded
huge ass.
dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. The bearded dragon lizard. A giant. And he is
Okay.
like, yay!
You see some fake metal families walking by, like oogling at this giant dragon, and they are ushered past.
I love druids.
She sticks her tongue out at you.
Perry will look over at Kit. Does she do that often?
Yeah.
The rest of the golems.
She
pretty
turns into
much-
animals. It's crazy. There's this one called Thunder Bear. She conjures lightning and then turns into a bear and then is a bear that summons lightning. It's called Thunder Bear.
It's not arcane magic.
I think we've seen that before.
It's nature magic.
I shoot fire.
And then Dimple looks up. I use mechanical magic. And then you see like
I
two little
starts
tubes
climbing
pop up out of
up
his
the side
shoulders
of
and
the
then like shoot little sparks.
Awesome. That's so cool.
Abris is up the side of the wall.
So this is like holding on.
The Tinkerman is looking at you kind of like disdainfully, like, I just fixed that.
Alright.
Very well. And immediately, like every foot you move, he starts smacking at the wall to fix it.
Fixing the
Yeah.
Where are the forge?
You would know where the forge tenders are.
Oh, come this way.
Hey,
Or no, sorry. Oh,
just
come
letting you
this
know
way.
I have like 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, we're gonna
Okay,
wrap that.
cool.
I think it's just gathering supplies that
We
you guys
should
are gonna
probably go to the forge tenders if they're the ones that can supply us.
Alright, let's go. I only need a few things.
I revert back to being a halfling.
I got all my spells back and some.
You lead them into this very hot building. Like, approaching it, you feel waves of heat blowing past it. And you enter, and it seems as though there's a small, like a diminutive volcano in the center of this building. And you see 4 slender female modeled golems. They all are very simply beautiful, as if they were mannequins. Their faces are perfectly melded with what look like yes, knightly helmets on their heads with like the small grates, and you can't see on the inside. One has an apron covered in a set of hammers and chisels. One has a slightly longer arm that's made of steel that is used for reaching in and out of the various forges that the 4 of them tend to. And the other 2 have walls and networks of ghouls around what looks like 4 individual forges. And one of them will approach you and cock his head curiously.
Hey guys, nice to see you again. We're here for some stuff. What do you guys need?
Oh shit.
I'll
A long sword.
hand over a small list of things. It's like half of the starting equipment, and that's like literally it's backpack, bedroll, the clothes, great axe, some rations,
You already have the clothing.
right, a tent, and a water skin. So
Okay.
so literally just what I need to survive.
Yeah.
Can I go through items? I'm just gonna look through items. I'm just gonna ask you if I can have them.
All right. I'll say that you guys pretty much just spend the rest of your day running around asking golems for various things. You go to someone who tends to pelts and deceased animals from the island, and they make you the clothing, the bedrolls, everything that you need.
Where would I find the great axe? And I'll
The
ask-
forge tenders, immediately as they read down the list, she marks each thing off that she can't do, and a whistle blows in the background as they begin creating and casting a mold for this big fucking axe.
Nice.
Dagger.
By any chance, is the mold similar to the one that she normally has, or it's only one side of it and not both sides? Can I request
if
that?
It's
not-
designed to your specifications, so it
So
looks
it'll be
very
like-
similar to the original one.
I was gonna be like, if it's not, or Driftwood can make it because
Yeah.
he is actually a really good smith with really good spells for smithing.
Cool.
He has
So-
sheet metal.
Studded
Oh,
leather.
that's so cool.
Can I get studded leather?
Yeah, you would go to the peltist and then back to the forge tenders, and they'll create various studs and like a network of chains that they lace inside it.
Cool. I also wanted a dagger.
Okay.
And oh man, I'm just looking at things that I can
I'll
get.
just say that you guys very drearily run around this hamlet from each warehouse to each workhouse, each of these very strange and specifically designed golems who do their job perfectly.
Bedroll.
And you gather most of what you guys need.
Okay, got
None
it.
of them are able to create any magical items,
That's fine.
and they would redirect you to Bert the Bear for that purpose,
Oh fuck that guy.
as he's an enchanter and a psionic adept. And at the end of the day,
Can I have a grenade launcher?
yeah, sure. You guys find your bedrolls and these very, very beautifully made beds near the woods in a small scenes to have been built without purpose until now.
Well, it's very strange, everything that's going on, but it's good to be back, I guess.
Yeah.
We've got a lot to do. Good night, guys.
And with that, we'll see you guys 2 weeks from now, as I believe I am going on vacation this
Oh,
upcoming
perfect.
week.
Oh,
I was just
you
gonna tell
dunce.
I was just gonna tell you I can't do next week. So.
Cool.
Well, that was spotty, but the VOD will be up pretty soon.
Yep,
Hope you
hopefully.
enjoyed it.
As long as that didn't break too.
Dude, that was fucking fun.
I'm glad.
That was
Yeah.
fun. It was so fun that I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
It's a little hectic, for sure.
I hope you like
Oh,
my character.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
By the way, because we forgot to do this, Logan, if you could pull up the patron, the $10.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yep.
So,
I can pull it up.
so
Yeah,
every
if you could.
stream,
We'll need
we-
access to that soon.
Every
I've
stream,
already
we'll shout out the patrons of our $10 tier. The link to the Patreon is in the description.
And all proceeds from that Patreon will go directly to improving the equipment, like the cameras. I'm not sure what we can do about the internet, but we'll try to figure
If
something
we make
out.
enough monthly, maybe we can upgrade Logan's internet. So
Yeah.
so that we can have smoother streams.
Yep, if you want to go on there and support us, if you're on our highest tier, which let me get the name of real fast, because I always forget it.
Bear
It
with
is
us,
called,
as we
it
are
is called
anything
Internet Loading.
but
called-
professional.
It's called Lord of Astral Echoes, if you're on that tier. Thank you so much to Joshua Jones, Mario Sack, and Arthur Souza for you. Really appreciate it, guys. Letting us
One-
improve the stream and everything like that.
One
So.
last thing. I believe that the three of us need to roll health twice for our old
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
As we jump straight into the story and not the stats.
Just
You
after I
have
put
been-
my dice away.
We have leveled up twice to level 9 for these characters. So
During your time spent dormant in the Tesseract, you have slowly gathered the power you need to move
Just so
forward.
everybody knows, Ket is now 6 levels in Warlock, 3 levels in Rogue.
alright, so I'm gonna
I'm a big druid.
go ahead
Yeah.
and roll mine.
Go ahead. This is for your Berber. Fuck you.
That's a 7 and a 2.
Oh, okay. I
You
could have
reroll
sworn
two?
that was
Nope.
a
You
12.
reroll ones.
One. I wish we did. For
That is a
barbarian.
2 and a 4.
Ooh.
3, 7, it's 10. So I'm at 55 health.
Me too.
Hell yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I just
That
want-
means you're rolling really, really well.
Yeah, I'm above my average by, I think, 10 points.
Still weaker than the other party.
Yeah,
So,
Cindrix has a fuck ton of health.
Also, easy roll of dice. Support the character artist. She's awesome. That's
Yeah,
all that's
Laura,
all that's in the description.
last
Laura
name
Gallagher.
I
If
can't,
you
Gallagher.
want to-
I always throw in
She's
that extra
super
age.
good. I think
she's
she
awesome.
works at like an animation studio now.
She
She
was
fucking should.
yeah, she was doing schooling when I first commissioned her, so it'd be
So-
super awesome to hear that she did get that job.
But yeah, I think is that everything. Logan,
everything.
What party should we come prepared to play next week or 2 weeks time?
Both.
Are we just gonna jump back and forth? Like, is that what we're gonna do? Or are we gonna do?
Well,
one?
I really like the idea that it's a surprise until we play.
I mean, we are going to be doing both because we still have to do stuff on the island next.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's island stuff
gonna
we gotta
have
do.
to square away a tiny bit of that, but essentially what I'm gonna try to do is manage time. The journey across the ocean is gonna be a lot longer than the other party getting to that oracle.
Right.
Cool.
and we'll go from there. I'll try to balance it as we go.
So what we do next time is a surprise. Who knows what party you might get?
It's up to the party,
I guess.
to some extent.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's-
Thanks for watching, all of you who bared with us.
Yep.
Thank
Yes.
you
a little
for
rough.
watching.
We'll see you guys next
Yeah.
or with other games, not this one. Bye bye.
Yeah. Who knows? Stay tuned. Who knows what we might do next?
There's always a one-shot option.
There's always a one-shot option. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bad.